He was a founding father, a visionary, and a master builder, but the secrets he kept would change the course of history, and the mysteries he left behind would haunt us to this day, as we delve into the world of the real Freemasons, a realm where documented history and conspiracy theories blur like the lines of a cryptic blueprint. You see, the Freemasons, with their elaborate rituals and mysterious symbolism, have long been a subject of fascination and suspicion, leaving many to wonder, what lies behind the closed doors of their grand lodges. The whispers of secret handshakes, cryptic passwords, and hidden chambers have captivated the imagination of people for centuries, fueling a plethora of conspiracy theories that threaten to overshadow the truth. As we embark on this journey, let's start with the basics. The origins of Freemasonry date back to the 16th century, when stonemasons in Scotland and England formed guilds to protect their trade secrets and provide mutual support. The earliest recorded meeting of a Masonic lodge took place on June 24, 1599, in Edinburgh, Scotland, marking the beginning of a fraternal organization that would evolve over time. Over the centuries, these guilds evolved into the modern fraternity we know today, with its complex system of degrees, rituals, and philosophical teachings. The most influential figure in shaping modern Freemasonry was undoubtedly James Anderson, a Scottish minister who, in 1723, published The Constitutions of the Freemasons, a seminal work that defined the principles and practices of the craft. But it's precisely this evolution that has sparked so much speculation and intrigue. Why did the Freemasons become so secretive, and what do they really do behind those closed doors? One of the most enduring conspiracy theories surrounding the Freemasons is that they're a powerful, shadowy organization, manipulating world events from the shadows. Some claim they're descended from the Knights Templar, a medieval military order accused of heresy and occult practices. The Templars, founded in 1118 by Hugh de Payens, were a wealthy and influential order that played a significant role in the Crusades. However, their sudden suppression in 1307 by King Philip IV of France has led to numerous speculations about their alleged connections to the Freemasons. Others believe they're connected to the Illuminati, a secret society founded by Adam Weishaupt in 18th-century Bavaria. But what's the truth behind these claims? Is there any historical evidence to support these theories, or are they just the product of fevered imaginations and misinformation? To answer this, let's look at some specific examples. Take, for instance, the case of Albert Pike, a prominent Freemason and Confederate general, who wrote extensively on the subject of Masonic symbolism and philosophy. His book, Morals and Dogma, published in 1871, is still widely read and studied by Masons today, but some have interpreted his writings as evidence of a sinister, occult agenda. However, when we examine Pike's work in context, it becomes clear that his interests lay in exploring the deeper, spiritual dimensions of human experience, rather than promoting some kind of dark, mystical power. Pike's writings were heavily influenced by the philosophical and literary traditions of his time, including the works of Plato, Aristotle, and Shakespeare. By examining the historical context and cultural influences that shaped his ideas, we can begin to separate fact from fiction and gain a deeper understanding of the Freemasons' true intentions. Similarly, the Freemasons' use of symbolism, particularly the all-seeing eye and the pyramid, has been interpreted by some as proof of their alleged connections to ancient, mystical traditions. But what if these symbols are simply metaphors for the pursuit of wisdom, justice, and personal growth? What if they're meant to inspire contemplation and self-reflection, rather than evoke some kind of arcane, mystical power? The all-seeing eye, for example, is a symbol that dates back to ancient Egypt, where it was associated with the god Horus. In Masonic tradition, the eye represents the divine spark within each individual, guiding them towards enlightenment and self-discovery. By examining the historical context and cultural influences that shaped these symbols, we can begin to understand their true significance and purpose. As we dig deeper, it becomes clear that the Freemasons have been the subject of numerous misconceptions and misinterpretations over the years. From the sensationalized accounts of Masonic rituals in 19th-century literature, such as those found in the works of Alexander Dumas and Leo Taxil, to the modern-day conspiracy theories that flood the internet, it's no wonder that the general public remains both fascinated and misinformed about this enigmatic organization. But what if we were to look beyond the speculation and examine the documented history of Freemasonry? What if we were to explore the lives and writings of actual Freemasons, rather than relying on second-hand accounts and hearsay? We might discover that the Freemasons are not so different from other fraternal organizations, with their emphasis on community service, personal development, and mutual support. By doing so, we might learn that their rituals and ceremonies are designed to inspire personal growth, rather than promote some kind of sinister, collective agenda. The initiation ritual, for example, is a symbolic journey that represents the candidate's transition from darkness to light, from ignorance to knowledge. The ritual is meant to be a transformative experience, one that challenges the candidate to confront their own limitations and biases, and to emerge as a wiser, more compassionate individual. We might even find that the Freemasons' commitment to secrecy is not about hiding dark secrets, but about protecting the integrity of their rituals and preserving the trust of their members. The bonds of brotherhood and trust that exist among Masons are built on a foundation of mutual respect, loyalty, and confidentiality, allowing them to share their deepest thoughts and feelings with one another without fear of judgment or reprisal. But, despite these revelations, the mystery surrounding the Freemasons persists, and it's here that we must confront the darker aspects of human psychology. You see, our fascination with conspiracy theories and secret societies speaks to a deeper, primal fear, the fear of being powerless, of being manipulated by forces beyond our control. It's a fear that's been exploited by charlatans and demagogues throughout history, and one that continues to shape our perceptions of the world today. The Freemasons, with their mysterious rituals and symbolism, have become a convenient target for our collective anxieties and paranoia. By examining the psychological and social factors that drive our fascination with conspiracy theories, we can begin to understand why the Freemasons remain such a captivating, yet misunderstood, subject. As we navigate this complex landscape, it's essential to separate fact from fiction, to distinguish between documented history and speculative fantasy. By examining the lives and writings of actual Freemasons, such as Benjamin Franklin, George Washington, and Robert Burns, we can gain a deeper understanding of the organization's true values and principles. These men, and many others like them, were not sinister plotters, but rather visionaries, humanitarians, and patriots who used their Masonic connections to build bridges, foster community, and promote social justice. And it's here, in the twilight realm of psychosocial dynamics, that we may uncover the most profound truth of all, that the real power of the Freemasons lies not in their alleged connections to occult traditions or shadowy elites, but in their ability to inspire personal transformation, to foster a sense of community and purpose, and to provide a framework for exploring the deeper mysteries of human existence. As we delve deeper into the world of the Freemasons, we find that their story is not just one of mystery and intrigue, but also of courage, perseverance, and compassion. We find that their rituals and ceremonies are not just empty rituals, but rather a means of connecting with something greater than themselves, a way of transcending the mundane and touching the divine. We find that their commitment to secrecy is not just a means of hiding secrets, but rather a way of preserving the trust and confidentiality that is essential to their bonds of brotherhood. And we find that their emphasis on personal growth and self-improvement is not just a means of individual advancement, but rather a way of contributing to the greater good, of making the world a better place, one person at a time. So, as we conclude our journey into the world of the real Freemasons, we're left with more questions than answers, and it's precisely this ambiguity that makes their story so compelling. What secrets do they still keep, and what lies behind the closed doors of their grand lodges? Is it a world of ancient wisdom, mystical power, or something far more prosaic? The truth, much like the Freemasons themselves, remains shrouded in mystery, leaving us to ponder the ultimate question: what if the greatest conspiracy of all is not one of power or manipulation, but of the human imagination itself? As we ponder this question, we're reminded that the truth is often more complex, more nuanced, and more multifaceted than we can ever imagine. And it's precisely this complexity that makes the story of the Freemasons so fascinating, so captivating, and so worthy of exploration.